Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. May you have a fantastic evening. Be very safe, but party hard and party your butt off in a very safe way. I gotta admit, right now it feels like I am being hit with the new and improved CERN negativity ray, so I'm gonna do my best. And with 4 days left to go in my monthly THORnews fundraiser, it's a bad time to be in a bad mood. But I'm making a challenge. If you've watched THORnews over the years and have watched over 100 videos and have never contributed before and are doing okay, I'm not asking you to miss a meal. It'd be great if you could make a contribution, because you are the ones who keep me alive and help THORnews survive and thrive. Okay. My address is TLewison 5430 Birdwood Road, number 416, Houston, Texas 77096. I got a PayPal, a Venmo, a CashApp, and a Patron. We got $573 to go of the $888 goal. And I'd like to say thank you very much to Jean-Luc, Athena, Chris, MP, Leanne, Robert, Lynn, Lightsoul, Cody, Andrew H., and John and Debbie. You guys are awesome. I should be in a better mood, because the sun will come out tomorrow. You can bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow come sun dogs. Manitoba, Manitoba, I love you, Manitoba. And the big winner of the last decade has been Wall Street, or the street. The investors around the world. I think the economy's going to crash in April, just letting you know. All right, I've been talking about our cranky weather guy, who's done the best job in the world as far as weather goes this year. Has been talking about a storm around the 6th or the 12th in January. And so if he's talking about a storm that far out, it's one worth watching. And that's what we're doing now. Cranky weather guy, it's hard to say with confidence yet. There's a multiple smaller waves that each model tends to adopt and favor one over another, thus bouncing solutions. Whole period is ripe, the 6th to the 12th, but which trigger to give dominance to I have yet to have time to consider. Your 10th and 11th storm looks legit. That's what I said, because I've been watching the models daily, and it continues to show some pretty severe weather. So let's watch those models together. But first, let me show you something cool Chris made. Chris Crepon, getting very creative. Here's a GIF I threw together of the WPC fronts images. They generate at least twice a day, and they show the fronts, centers, and precipitation type going out a week or so. The first 8 frames or so are closer together in time. So this is for January, and it goes out to the 7th. And remember, we are now 5 days out from the total solar eclipse. We had a pretty big major monster storm that moved to the northeast, and it iced out a lot of people. And several people said that this was the most impressive storm for them of the year. And so, we are definitely on the lookout for the first 2 weeks of January. I mean, Cranky Weather Guy agrees with that. So, and it falls in the eclipse time frame, and we are still watching the earthquake and volcano situation as we've hit a lull. But sometimes lulls are scary, because that means the pressure's just building. But as you can see, the big situation here is you'll have a storm that is coming from the Pacific Northwest moisture, and then you get a storm that is coming from the Mexican volcano range, Gulf of Mexico moisture. And then they will combine to create another pretty big storm over the northeast. And so we are looking at the chance of a very active pattern in the next 2 weeks, starting about the 2nd or the 3rd. And I'm here to cover it for you. I break into this broadcast to thank Faiz, F-A-I-Z, who just sent in a donation as I was recording this and had it paused. So Faiz, thank you very, 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 very much. That I was getting hit by a CERN death negativity ray, and that made me feel better. Though it's not the money that's making me just feel all gross inside. But dude, seriously, thank you so much. I appreciate all y'all. Y'all are freaking Fantastic. So now I've only got $473 to go of our 888 goal with 4 days to go because we end this on the 3rd at midnight-ish. Okay, everybody, wow. Yay, wow, you guys are great. And also, some Nick Cates chap for Marvel has started a new Thor at Marvel, and we are in for an intense and remarkable adventure. So if you like comic books, maybe check that out. I'm hoping Thor gets to hang out with his buddies and laugh and maybe cuddle and a million kisses with the woman of his dreams or whatever. I mean, the fighting all the time, every single day, nonstop. And the real fake Thor doesn't have to sit in a freaking foxhole the whole time. I miss my car. You guys are great. I love you. What was it talking about? Oh, yeah, there's like a 20% chance you're going to get killed by giant attack cats. No, that's not true. Switching gears here. Megan Watzke. How bad are the Australian fires? This helps put the horrifying scale into context. Some perspective on the devastating scale of the Australian fires. Hundreds of fires are blanketing a country the size of the U.S. or Europe. 5 million hectares of land have burned. That's 5 times the size of the Amazon fires and 50 times the California fires. Australia burns, Australia fires. And as I had mentioned at the end of 2018, of places we needed to watch out for the next 4 or 5 years, would be Australia and New Zealand. Because, something that was weird over the last few years, up until the hurricane season of this year, when I would talk about how no place is really safe, I would have several people saying, Australia's safe. I was like, no place is safe, dude. Unless we work together and calm down, everybody's in it. So yeah, this is a pretty serious, bad, tragic situation. I'll remind everybody again, no government in the world seems to have a plan for the future of its people. But stock markets are through the roof. And I know I've been kind of grumpy and crabby this year. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough last 3 years, man. But I want you guys to know how much I love and appreciate y'all. I really do. And there's no way I'd still be doing this if I didn't love you guys. I believe I was making some type of a difference. But I like it when I'm funnier and cooler and make edited videos and stuff. Look at these gravity waves by Asteroid 5 Club All-Star, Dakota Smith. And like I said, it's not about the money. It's more about like just what is with the famous chicks? Taylor and Selena playing energetic vampire mind games for 2 straight years. Like, what the hell do you guys gain out of that shit? If you are going to steal my energy, at least make one of the greatest albums of all time. Don't just put out some half-ass shit, man. Bring back rock and roll. That's what it is. I remember that's what put me in such just an angry, sad mood. They did the Strong West Coast Storm System. They showed a list showing the top rock songs of the decade. And no disrespect to Imagine Dragons, who I love. But the whole list was like Imagine Dragons. And every time I just think about how like the powers that be that try to control the narratives. Like literally, like it was like they just get rid of rock and roll, man. They don't want people getting all happy, and they sure don't want men acting like men. They just want men talking about politics or grand solar minimum. Oh yeah, it's gonna be hard to sell grand solar minimum in the next solar maximum, buddy. The sun is not going to be flatlining anymore. Hey, maybe nobody really fully understands the sun 100%. Good idea. Nobody knows what it's going to do. If you think women are hard to predict, how about the sun? Yellowstone NPS Steamboat Geyser erupts 32 times in 2018, eclipsing the previous high of 29 set back in 1964. This year's total eruptions, 48. So that beat last year's record, which beat the record that was whatever the record was. So the geyser eruptions are popping off if, you're totally into doom and shit. Because, like, if a super major volcano erupts, we're just all done for. So there's no real reason to speculate on it. I really think the increased volcano and earthquake activity we will see over the next 5 years due to the gas giants being on the same side. I mean, I think it's definitely survivable and you can adapt to it. But, we've turned into a corporate system where we are both the consumer and the consumed. Many times I've talked about corporate-owned life insurance where the corporation takes out a policy on its employees. So if you're a $20,000 employee at Walmart, not to signal out Walmart, and then that employee dies, Walmart gets $400,000. Dude, that is crazy. And so major events like this that would end in mass casualties would be a major lottery win for that corporation. It's just not right, man. It's just not right. All right, now I'm going to let the model run because the gentleman from Predator Poacher, Alex, he has 100,000 subscribers. What he does is he catches would-be pedophiles or underage people who try to fool around with underage people. Alex, who's 6'4" and built like a football player, catches those dudes. And then, so check out his channel if you want to. He's a cool guy. Young though. Anyway, he keeps texting me saying he wants to throw the football around. So I'm probably gonna go do that in a minute. See if that cheers me up. Yeah, he was like, dude, I got my $100,000 YouTube or 100,000 subscriber YouTube plaque. And I was like, dude, congratulations. I think we can all agree people who have sex with kids are fucking disgusting. And technically, if I were president or king, I would have their balls chopped off, surgically removed. Okay. Although I see the weirdness of the fact that I'm attracted to Billie Ellish, who's an 18-year-old singer. But you know what? If we can send our soldiers to war at 18, if they can go to Iraq and die at 18, then, they got to set an age at some point that a person is an adult. And so if somehow like Billie Ellish was like, look, THORnews, you're the most amazing man on the planet. You make me laugh. You're totally loyal. You're funny. You're creative. You're probably an amazing music video director. And I bet your screenplays are great too. And just all around. Plus, I've heard you're the greatest kisser in the world and your cuddle skills are amazing. And would you go on a date with me? I'd be like, yeah, baby, your midi-chlorians are super high. And the one song you wrote, Everything I Ever Wanted, I've been listening to that song like 10 times a day for all month. It has, you trapped me in your spell. Woman, your siren call has led me to your mountains. Yeah, that's a boob reference. Yeah, look at that freaking storm, man. And so, I don't know, it's weird, but then Charles Bukowski said there's nothing more manly than a man being attracted to an 18-year-old woman. Probably for the same reason that I won't go there. Okay. Whatever. But like I've always said, if people are two consenting adults, an adult is over 18, that they should be allowed to date whoever they want to. That applies for if it's two dudes, two women, even if it's like four people that want to date with mixed like as long as it's consenting, and I haven't had sex in 2 years. Yeah, this went off the rails. Anyway, giant major storm coming up. Man, I hope CERN's negativity ray runs out of fuel. But look at that thing. And so, cranky weather guy's been talking about it. That's fine. And oh yeah, but so on the second and third, that storm has been showing on and off. So that's the storm Chris was talking about. So we got a big storm coming in, not necessarily big, but it could have some very floody areas on the second to the third. And then the models have been wishy-washy between whether the big cranky storm will be on the 10th or the 11th, or this would make it the 14th or 15th. And 987 low would be a pretty nasty low. All right, so yeah, definitely If you'd like to contribute, I appreciate it. And I'm usually in a better mood. You know how to do it. You guys are pretty dang smart. And seriously, thanks again, Faiz. That is super badass. You put Giddy Up in my step. Now I'm going to go throw the football for a bit. And yeah, if you've watched 100 videos or more, I've made 2,800 in the last 7 years. You've never contributed before. Now would be a great time. You got $473 to go. You guys are great, and I'm going to do what I can to be great as well. Okay. God bless everyone. Stay cool. Peace out.